July 4th, 2026, the World Cup Round of 16 in Philadelphia. The match kicked off under an extreme heat warning, with temperatures hovering right around 100 degrees. On one side of the pitch was a French squad packed with global superstars, like Kylian Mbappé and Ousmane Dembélé, entering the knockout stage as the heavy tournament favorites. But if you remember this match, you probably don't remember the heat or the roster. After a narrow 1-0 victory, Kylian Mbappé told the press that Paraguay expected the French to show up in tuxedos, adding that his team knew how to play dirty football too. Within hours, the quote had migrated from press conference transcripts to millions of social media feeds, framing the match not as a tactical struggle, but as a story of European stars surviving a uniquely aggressive assault. The problem is, if you look at the official match data recorded by the referee, that story falls apart entirely. This chart shows the official disciplinary numbers from FIFA. France committed 11 fouls, while Paraguay committed 13. But look at the bookings. French players were shown 3 yellow cards for aggressive challenges. Paraguay received 0. They played the entire match without a single booking. Looking at the tactical layout, Paraguay actually deployed a disciplined 5-4-1 low block, a defensive formation designed to absorb pressure. They packed the defensive third and shifted laterally to close passing lanes, stifling the French attack for 70 minutes in oppressive heat. So if the data clearly shows Paraguay played a clean, structured defensive game, how did the online narrative diverge so completely from the match report? Digital influence operations rarely start from thin air. They require an organic emotional substrate, a real, visible event to ignite the manipulation. In this case, the match did have moments of genuine tension. The defining visual came right after the final whistle, when the Paraguayan goalkeeper, feeling slighted by a refused handshake, threw the ball directly at Mbappé's back. That single moment provided the necessary vocabulary for English-speaking broadcasters. Within minutes, pundits were calling Paraguay's defensive performance an embarrassment and a disgrace, establishing a baseline of outrage. Then came the accelerant. Journalist Fabrizio Romano took Mbappé's highly emotive post-match comments about tuxedos and playing dirty and blasted them out to millions of followers on X. These became the viral Zero posts that seeded global feeds. Between the on-field tempers and the broadcast hyperbole, the outrage felt completely natural. It provided a believable foundation for what happened next. Shortly after the match, leaked corporate emails surfaced detailing a covert digital marketing campaign. The documents revealed an agency actively paying high-follower accounts on X to push a very specific narrative. The agency supplied these influencers with synchronized folders filled with short, highly edited video clips, isolating every questionable tackle made by a Paraguayan player. The instructions were explicit. Share the Paraguayan tackles, but completely omit any footage of the aggressive challenges that actually earned the French players their 3 yellow cards. The agency also specified the use of algorithmic trigger words, highly emotive phrases like disgrace to football, to ensure the posts were prioritized by social media recommendation engines. This diagram illustrates the alleged motive. The French national team represents massive corporate sponsorships and brand equity. A narrative focusing on their inability to break down a defensive underdog is bad for business, but framing the match as heroic stars surviving a violent opponent protects that commercial image. By hijacking a legitimate sports debate and flooding the zone with selective clips, this artificial amplification engine buried the actual statistical reality under an avalanche of coordinated, paid outrage. When a digital controversy reaches that level of artificial saturation, it acts like a magnet for opportunistic politicians looking to siphon off that global visibility. In the days following the match, Celeste Amarilla, a senator from Paraguay, waded into the timeline. She responded to the viral discourse with a series of posts targeting Mbappé, remarks that were universally condemned as racist and dehumanizing. The fallout breached the digital sphere and sparked an international diplomatic crisis. The French Football Federation filed a formal criminal complaint, and French President Emmanuel Macron publicly stepped in to defend his captain. The scandal escalated to the highest diplomatic levels, peaking when the United Nations Human Rights Office issued an official statement condemning the senator's remarks on the global stage. Amarilla's intervention shifted the conversation. The tactical debate was now secondary to an international racism scandal involving the UN, the French presidency, and criminal investigations. On the actual pitch in Philadelphia, a team with fewer resources put on a disciplined, zero-card defensive display against the best attackers in the world. But because of a coordinated public relations campaign and the subsequent political fallout, that tactical performance was effectively erased from the collective memory. The legacy of this match serves as a warning. The modern historical record is no longer determined by the objective reality of what actually happened. It is written by whoever controls the digital public square.